Tesla's new hydrogen car will destroy the industry. It is not unusual for Tesla CEO Elon Musk to express strong opinions about hydrogen and hydrogen fuel cells. In a conversation with reporters at the Automotive News World Congress a few years ago, when the subject of hydrogen fuel cells came up, the billionaire and electric vehicle magnate described the technology as extremely silly. But is it? They're both environmentally friendly. Even hydrogen just emits water when it burns. So why does Musk say this? Is Musk working on this? Well, give the video a thumbs up and stay tuned to find out. Welcome to Genius's Guide, your daily dose of geniusness. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the hydrogen cars. So without any further delay, let's begin. It is easy to name Tesla as the most well-known manufacturer of cars in the world. They make the best electric vehicles on the planet today, or we can say, the best non-emission vehicles they offer at the moment. Yet there's another type of car that's in the discussion to replace EVs and make a significant impact. The hydrogen-fueled cars. The cars which run on neither fuel nor battery and water as a byproduct. According to experts, hydrogen fuel cells have been a technology of great promise as well as great skepticism. Musk said, "It's just very difficult to make hydrogen and store it and use it in a car. The best case hydrogen fuel cell doesn't win against the current case batteries, so then, obviously, it doesn't make sense." He added, "That will become apparent in the next few years. There's no reason for us to have this debate. I've said my piece on this. It will be super obvious as time goes by. I don't know what more to say." Since then, Musk's views don't seem to have changed much, if at all. In June 2020, he tweeted, "Fuel cells equal full cells." Adding in July of that year, hydrogen fuel cells make no sense. And not only this, in a recent interview with CNBC, the CEO of Daimler Truck was also included in this hydrogen car talk. When asked about the debate between battery electric vehicles and hydrogen fuel cells, Martin Daum stressed the necessity of keeping a balance. He explained why, in different scenarios, different technologies would be appropriate, saying we go for both because both make sense. He said, in general, you can say if you go to city delivery where you need lower amounts of energy in there, you can charge overnight in a depot. Then it's certainly battery electric. He added, but the moment you're on the road, the moment you go from Stockholm to Barcelona, in my opinion, you need something which you can transport better and where you can refuel better, and that is ultimately H2. The ruling is not out, but I think it's too risky for a company our size to go with just one technology. Daum's comments on fuel cells hint that they might eventually find a home in heavy-duty vehicles covering long distances, hauling cargo and maybe even ferrying people. But he's not the only one who thinks this way. European transport giant Alstom, for instance, made the Coradia Island, which they described as the world's first passenger train powered by hydrogen fuel cells. In aviation, a hydrogen electric flight between London and Rotterdam was announced in October, with the aim of taking to the skies in 2024. In construction, JCB, a major player, announced last year that it had developed an excavator powered by hydrogen fuel cells. Weighing 20 tons, the company says it's been tested for over a year, and the exhaust is just water. Although there is a great deal of excitement surrounding the use of hydrogen fuel cell technology in a variety of applications, there is no guarantee that the use of these technologies will be smooth. The Honda company has ceased production of its Clarity plug-in hybrid and fuel cell models last year. Although the company did make the point to say that fuel cell electric vehicles would play a key role in our zero emissions strategy. According to the US government, there are a number of challenges that it is facing. For example, the durability and reliability of fuel cells and the cost of vehicles are both challenges. In addition, the current infrastructure for supplying and delivering hydrogen to consumers cannot yet support the emergence of FCVs as a mainstream form of transportation. The Transport and Environment, a Brussels-based campaign organization, warned in February 2020 that hydrogen would face a lot of competition within the transportation industry. The company argued that green hydrogen, which is produced using renewable energy sources, would not only have to compete with grey hydrogen and blue hydrogen, which are produced using fossil fuels. T&D said it will compete with petrol, diesel, marine fuel oil, kerosene, and of course electricity. They added, wherever batteries are a practical solution, cars, vans, urban, regional and perhaps long-haul trucks, ferries, hydrogen will face an uphill struggle because of its lower efficiency and as a result, much higher fuel costs. According to the International Energy Agency's Global EV Outlook 2021, bridging the gap between battery electric and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles will be a huge challenge. According to that report, registrations of fuel cell electric vehicles remain 3 orders of magnitude below that of EVs, since hydrogen refueling stations are not widely available, and unlike EVs, they cannot be charged at home. It is apparent that a race is underway to dominate the low-emission future of transportation in the 21st century. With battery electric vehicles gaining ground with companies like Tesla leading the way, there is no doubt that there will be an explosion in the sector, but the road to success is never straight. Anja Karliczek, Germany's Federal Minister of Research and Technology, revealed a Frankenstein-style achievement last September, a Tesla Model Y that had been converted into a hydrogen vehicle, which she dubbed a hyper-hybrid. During the demonstration, the goal was to show how clean transportation will be in the future. Nevertheless, as Teslarati points out, it is somewhat baffling that the company decided to modify a Tesla, perhaps the most well-known electric vehicle out there, rather than a gas-powered vehicle. It is not intended for the actual hyper-hybrid Tesla to become a street-ready vehicle, but rather was meant to represent the concept behind hydrogen fuel. The Carbon to Chem initiative, which seeks to decarbonize the steel industry, chose to design the car to demonstrate new ways to conserve energy and recycle fuel. Karliczek said in September, "Today we are bridging these 2 points. The use of methanol produced from recycled CO2 from industry as a fuel for road transportation. In addition, the methanol car could also be considered as an innovation showcase for low-emission, resource, and energy-efficient mobility in the future." So it's clear that Musk doesn't like hydrogen fuel cells, at least not in cars. After all, he built a Tesla empire on lithium-ion batteries. Lithium-ion versus hydrogen has been a raging debate for decades, although both hydrogen fuel cells and lithium-ion batteries can be used as clean, zero-emission alternatives to fossil fuels. Lithium-ion batteries proved easier to commercialize, particularly for cars. Probably because hydrogen fuel cells are more complicated, they generate energy by harnessing chemical reactions between hydrogen and oxygen while emitting only water vapor. Although hydrogen is lightweight, extremely efficient, and the most abundant resource in the universe, it takes a lot of power to harness it. While Musk acknowledged that the lithium-ion batteries he envisaged are more complex than he imagined, on a longer technical timeline, and not scalable enough to address the world's most pressing climate issues at Tesla's Battery Day in September of 2021, amazingly, despite a huge surge of international interest, there was no mention of the clearest solution for zero-emission energy that would meet his climate goals: hydrogen. The technology for zero-emission hydrogen fuel cells isn't just a pipe dream, it's already here. As mentioned before, there are several makers that are making these kinds of vehicles. Despite a slow start, many analysts expect the hydrogen energy market to take off worldwide, driven by both private and public investment. It would be in Musk's best interest, and ours as well, if we took another look at hydrogen, if for no other reason than to stay true to his mission of fighting climate change. In particular, he could help move the hydrogen fuel cell market forward by encouraging responsible development and driving investment. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? Tell us in the comments. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for us to provide you with more must-know developments in finance and technology. And that's it for the day, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace.